And we are live from PHX Arena, or whatever it's called now in real life, from Phoenix, Arizona here, where the Los Angeles Clippers will be playing the Phoenix Suns. We are featuring the Phoenix Suns for the second time in this NBA2K26 season playthrough that I'm doing for the 2025-2026. You look at the injury report for the Clippers. Brook Lopez is still out 1 to 2 weeks with a sprained right foot, and then of course a broken left finger. Chris Paul is out 6 to 8 weeks here. As we look at that starting lineups here, we got James Harden, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Bradley Beal, Kawhi Leonard, and Ivica Zubac. While we got Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Royce O'Neal, and Mark Williams, your starting five for the Phoenix Suns. They are 4-4. You see the Clippers winning the tip there. First time we have shown the Clippers here. Second time we have shown the Phoenix Suns, as they had a win against the Utah Jazz in this universe here, as the Clippers are off to a quick 2-0 start here. Devin Booker, and over to the Green, back over to O'Neal. O'Neal finding over to Dylan Brooks. And that's going to be stolen by Zubac. Bogdanovic with it, coming around, passing it over to Kawhi Leonard, passing it to Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal gets a shot up. That is good. It's an early 4-point lead for the Clippers, who are 5-2 on the season, with the Suns at 4-4. You see Jalen Green coming around with it. Thought about the shot, but passed it up. Jalen Green had 30 points in a loss to the Golden State Warriors in that last game. You see Devin Booker for three, or no, that he was inside, but it still counts anyway. It's only a 2, not a three-pointer. 4-2, the Clippers on top over a minute into the game. Bradley Beal hands it over to Zubac. Zubac inside, no good. Devin Booker now has it. Scored the last time around here, as you see Booker averaging 31.9 points a game. There's a three by Dylan Brooks. That's off the iron, and James Harden will grab the rebound for the Clippers. Bradley Beal getting a nice crossover there, and it's a slam dunk there. It's 6-2. Bradley Beal right now, this early part of the season, averaging 15.4 points a game in a very veteran lineup for the Clippers here. You see Green coming around with a slam dunk. Jalen Green averaging just a little over 22 points a game. Look at that pass. See Kawhi Leonard coming around, and he's going to get that bucket in, and it's back to a 4-point lead for the Clippers again. I am looking for the first real, back and forth game. As you see Devin Booker coming around. There's a three by Green. That is no good. James Harden grabbing the rebound here. As I said, I'm looking for a back and forth game for the first time in this season playthrough here. And you see Harden with it. Over to Bogdan Bogdanovic, the former Sacramento King. Bogdanovic for three. Draws iron, no good. You see the Suns with it. You see Dylan Brooks, and it over to O'Neal. Passing it over to Green. Green for three. That is off the iron, no good. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. James Harden giving it over to Bogdan Bogdanovic. Back to Kawhi Leonard for three. That's off the iron, no good, as we are over 3 minutes into the game. Still a 4-point game. Nobody has scored in a little bit here. See Green coming around, back over to Williams. Williams over to Booker. Booker with it, under 5 to shoot. Booker passing it over to Brooks. Brooks for three. In and out, no good. See, Devin Booker had 33 points in their loss to the Golden State Warriors. I see James Harden with the layup there. It's a 6-point lead for the Clippers. Booker crossing the timeline with the basketball here, being guarded by Harden. Jalen Green again for three. That is off the iron, no good. James Harden grabbing the rebound. Green, 2 points, 1 of 4 shooting. He does have a rebound as well. Bradley Beal for three. That is in and out, and Williams will grab the rebound. Again, another criticism of the NBA, as I keep repeating throughout this entire project that I'm doing. And this is actually in real life, too. Too many threes being taken in this game, in the league today. Jalen Green with a deep inside shot, no good. Zubac with the rebound. Green is now 1 of 5 shooting, as you see Zubac passing over to Bogdanovic, back over to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard being guarded. And he's going to get that shot up. That is off the iron, no good. O'Neal was guarding him. And see, the Suns had no points in the last almost 3 minutes in this game. It's a 6-point game right now. But they got to make some baskets or else this game's going to get away from them. Brooks for three. In and out, no good. Harden will grab the rebound. Back over to Beal. Beal, I thought I almost stepped out of bounds. Kawhi Leonard, inside shot, that is good. It's a 12-4 lead for the Clippers here as the Suns will call their first timeout. And it's time for me as well to take advantage of this timeout to tell you guys about this channel. For those who are new, my name is Vinny. I'm from V-Dub Productions. And this is a current project that I'm doing for the 2025-2026 season, where I'm using NBA2K to do a season playthrough to see how things would work compared to real life. As you know, we're just about a week into the actual season at the time of this game is recorded. However, I just want to have fun with this project as I do one game for every 2 to 3 calendar days. So as you see right here, we're airing this game between the Clippers and the Suns. But then after the game, I'll go over the statistics of the players, as well as I do a post-game ticker where I go through all the games for the days that I will not be airing games, like through the rest of this day, as we are on the calendar date of November 6, 2025. I'll be going through the games for those, as well as November 7th. I will be announcing the next game coming up in the fourth quarter. So if you enjoy this content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. As we look at last season's league leaders from the three-point percentage, the Suns at 37.8, third in the league. But right now, they have not hit a single three-pointer in this game, as they are trailing 12-4. See Devin Booker taking the inbound. Over Booker for three. That is off the iron, no good. Collins will grab the rebound, and we already have some players coming off the bench for both teams. Back over to Harden. Harden passing it back to Beal. Beal with 10 to shoot on the shot clock. And you see here as the Suns are without Brook Lopez or Chris Paul. There's Harden for three. That is no good, and O'Neal will grab the rebound. Oh, there we go. Booker almost lost it. But you see Dillon Brooks saved it, and he'll get the points there. Or that was Booker, I think, that had the bucket there. It went a little too fast for me. However, the scoring drought does come to an end for the Suns either way. 6-point game right here at under 6 to play. Beal for three. No good. Royce O'Neal grabs the rebound. You see Dillon Brooks. Give it over to the Green. Green will lose it. Collins. And there is a violation. That's going to be a jump ball. A lot of some people are talking about how they should implement, as you see, Zubats will control the tip there. Tip one on that jump ball by the Clippers. The Zubats ended up with it. Some people have said that maybe they should implement a possession arrow. You see Leonard coming around. There's for James Harden. After that shot, no good. Williams will grab the rebound. Williams, I think, is now into the game off the bench for the Phoenix Suns. But some people have suggested maybe, as you see Williams coming around with the bucket, that is good. Yo, Mark Williams is a starter. I forgot. He's in center. Haven't called his name at all, even touching the ball, but he does get his first points of the game. Leonard with a jump shot. That is good. It's back up to a 6-point game again. Clippers shooting 7 of 15, and the Suns 4 of 12. A lot of people say they like the jump ball because they think it adds some excitement to the game. But then a lot of people say they should have a possession arrow. You see Devin Booker. And it's back to a 4-point game again. And a lot of people said maybe they should implement a possession arrow to avoid some of the jump balls because they're going to be undermatched. Like you might have a 6, and you see there's a 3-point by Bradley Beal. That is no good. Where you might have like a 6'11" power forward going up against a 6-foot point guard. A mismatch there. That is where some of the proponents of the shot or the possession arrow are talking about. Harden for three. In and out, no good. Royce O'Neal grabs the rebound. You see Devin Booker with it, passing it over to Green. Green coming around. He loses it, and James Harden will get the steal. As we see here, Kawhi Leonard now has it being guarded by Dylan Brooks. Leonard for three. In and out, no good. Williams will grab the rebound. Booker has it across the timeline. He's coming around, passes it over to Brooks. Brooks for three. No good, but Devin Booker will get the offensive rebound and a second chance points there, and it's a 2-point game. Timeout by the Clippers. The Suns on an 8-2 run here. 2:49 played in the first, and we're going to take a timeout. And we are back here as it is 14-12. The Clippers on top with under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. As we see some substitutions being made by both teams. See the Clippers. You see Dunn into the game now for the Clippers here. As I said, substitutions. Collins coming around. Leonard with it with 9 to shoot. Kawhi Leonard passes over to Jones Jr. Jones Jr. for three. He drains it. And the Clippers are up by 5. Back over to, I believe that was done now. Devin Booker for three. That is off the iron. No good. Jones Jr., who hit the three, will grab the rebound. Suns, despite trailing by 5, have a rebound advantage of 12-10 to this point. And there's another three-point attempt. That is off. No good. Dunn will grab the rebound. Jalen Green with it. Under 2 minutes to play here. You see Grayson Allen into the game for the first time. Grayson Allen for three. That is off the rim. No good. Collins will grab the rebound. Dunn has it. Give it over to Beal. Beal being guarded by Williams here, and there's 10 to shoot. I'm surprised they have not called anything on Williams yet, or any. Looks like he's being a little aggressive there. 3, 2, 1. Beal with the shot. That is off the rim, and that's going to going back to Green as the Suns going the other way. Devin Booker coming around, passes up a shot. Probably could have made that shot. Done back to Booker. Booker coming around, and he is fouled. Chris Dunn called for the foul. Devin Booker going to shoot two. I want to remind everybody that coming up a little bit later tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern on this channel will be my College Football 26 simulation. And we'll be doing Texas versus Vanderbilt. Where Vanderbilt out Texas. Where Vanderbilt's having a real heck of a year right now. They are now number 9 in the latest AP poll, where the Longhorns are ranked number 20. The Longhorns have actually survived the last 2 games on the road, as you saw Booker make the first one. He misses the second one, so it still remains a 4-point lead, as you see Brown with it for the Clippers here. Back over to Bradley Beal. Over to Jones Jr. Jones Jr. doesn't get it this time. Grayson Allen with it. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. You see Devin Booker coming around. He gets a layup, and that is good. It's a 2-point game. Devin Booker, 11 points, 5 of 8 shooting. He has 1 rebound in this game so far in this first quarter. As I said, we are at the waning seconds of the first quarter here. 17-15, Clippers on top. Collins, you see being guarded there. Collins will get the layup, and that's good. Shot clock is turned off as they are at exactly 24 seconds as the time of the inbound. Booker with it. I believe the Suns will have the first inbound coming into the second quarter, so they could make it a 2-for-1. You see Booker coming around. He is fouled. He's going to get to the line as Chris Dunn called for his second foul. It's a second team foul. I believe, yeah, both fouls are called against the Clippers have been against Chris Dunn off the bench. So he's in some early foul trouble here. 5.5 until the end of the first quarter. 5.5 seconds till the end of the first quarter. You see Booker will hit the free throw this time. You see Beal with it, crossing the timeline, 2-1. Beal for a deep three. That is no good, and we end the first quarter with the Los Angeles Clippers leading the Suns 19-18. We'll be back to start the second quarter right after these messages. As we are back here in Phoenix, you see Gillespie's into the game now for the Phoenix Suns. Dunn still in the game. 19-18. You see Richards with it. Now back over to Grayson Allen. Under 10 to shoot here. Allen's coming around. Give it over to Gillespie. I believe that is Dunn for three. That is off the rim, no good, as Chris Dunn for the Clippers will grab the rebound. Bradley Beal with it. As you see Gillespie, Allen, Richards, Dunn, and Iguodaro is in the lineup for the Phoenix Suns. Trailing by one. Collins for three. That is in and off. No good here. Chris Dunn with the rebound. See Gillespie with it. Trailing by one. And see Gillespie passes up the shot. Dunn controls it. Back over to Iguodaro. Gillespie with it. Gillespie for three. That is no good, and Collins will grab the rebound for the Clippers here. I believe the Clippers have not trailed at all in this game, and that is a missed layup attempt as you see Richards grabbing the rebound. Now you have Dunn with it coming back down the other way. Dunn passing it over to Gillespie. Gillespie back to Iguodaro to Allen. Grayson Allen. Allen for three. They have yet to hit a three-point attempt here. As you see Chris Dunn with it. Give it over to Beal. Chris Dunn. I believe Bradley Beal has played every single minute at this point for the Los Angeles Clippers here. Under 10 to shoot here. Bradley Beal passing it over to Jones Jr. Back over to Dunn. Under 5 to shoot here. 3, 2, 1. He gets that shot up. That is no good, and Richards will grab the rebound. 2 minutes into the second quarter, nobody has yet to score. But you see Richards there will get the dunk, and for the first time in this game, the Phoenix Suns with the lead. As we are over 2 minutes into the second quarter here, and a timeout called by the Los Angeles Clippers. And we will take a timeout as well. 9:48 to play until halftime. 20-19, the Suns on top. Back here in downtown Phoenix, the Suns on top, 20-19. They trailed by as many as 8. But for the first time, they have the lead in this game as we see some substitutions being made. I know Booker's back into the lineup. Most of the starters, I think, are back into the lineup now for the Suns as you see Bogdanovic back into the lineup. Chris Dunn still in the game for the Clippers. Bradley Beal, as I said, he has played every minute at this point so far. I'm actually surprised Chris Dunn is still in this game as he's at 2 fouls already. You see Bogdanovic. You see Jones Jr. for 3. That is no good, but you see Collins there for the dunk, and the Clippers are back on top by 1. See Grayson Allen still in the game for the Phoenix Suns. Richards still in there. Gave him the lead very briefly here. Booker for 3. And that's a three-pointer, the first three-pointer shot by the Clippers. Or by the Suns, I should say. First made three-pointer. Booker had 14 in that first quarter, make that 17 total now. After that, 3, it's a 2-point lead for the Suns. Bogdanovic, over to Jones Jr. for 3. He drains it. It is 24-23, Clippers back on top. This is the kind of game I want to see, a back and forth here. See Grayson Allen coming around with a jump shot. That is off the rim. Richards will grab the offensive rebound, keeps the possession alive. 10 to shoot again. Allen coming around. Allen with a deep inside shot, no good. Chris Dunn grabbing the rebound for the Clippers. The Clippers at 5-2 on the season. The Suns at 4-4. As you see, Beal misses a three-pointer here. The last game in this season playthrough that the Suns won was the game against the Utah Jazz that we aired earlier in the week, or over the weekend. You see Booker, inside shot, that is good. Suns back on top. He now has 19. You see Bogdan Bogdanovic crossing the timeline here. About 7.5 to play until halftime. It's a 1-point lead for the Suns. Back and forth for a while here in the second quarter. You see Bradley Beal trying to hold on to it. Beal, that shot is no good. Grayson Allen will grab the rebound. Booker with it. As I said, he has 19 already for the Phoenix Suns. Grayson Allen give it over to Dillon Brooks. Brooks almost lost it. Booker keeps the possession. So they narrowly avoid the turnover. You see Dillon Brooks now for three. He drains it. It's now a 4-point lead for the Suns. And another Clipper timeout. 6:51 to play. 28-24. Phoenix Suns on top. And I'm going to take another timeout. All right, we are back, everybody. It is a 4-point Suns lead now. I see Kawhi Leonard and James Harden coming back into the game for the Clippers. And we see Brooks, Dunn, and Williams. Those are some substitutions being made there. As we see James Harden with it coming through. Harden back over to Beal. Beal for three. That is good. He drains that one. And it's back to a 1-point game again. 28-27. The Suns on top. Dunn with it. Give it over to Booker. Booker finding Dunn. Dunn for three. That is off the rim. No good. Leonard will grab the rebound. Back over to James Harden. Over to Bradley Beal. As I said, he's played every minute so far in this game. Kawhi Leonard coming through, trying to get something on. He's being guarded by Dunn. Leonard will get that layup attempt. That is no good, as Dunn will grab the rebound for the Phoenix Suns. As we are halfway through the second quarter here. Devin Booker. There's an alley-oop attempt, and Dunn with the slam dunk. Ryan Dunn with the points there. It's 30-27, 3-point lead again for the Suns. See Bradley Beal. That's a deep jump shot, no good. Williams with it. The rebounds, 23-18. Suns have the edge on the boards. And even when they were down by as many as 8, that is what kept them in this game. You see Devin Booker for another three. That is in and out. No good. Collins will grab the rebound here. As you see Bogdan Bogdanovic had it for a second pass to get to Kawhi Leonard. Leonard. Get it over to Harden. Harden for three. No good. Chris Dunn grabbing the rebound. Or not Chris Dunn. That's Ryan Dunn. Chris Dunn's on the Clippers. My fault. See Brooks for three. That is no good, as Collins will grab the rebound. Leonard with it coming through. Dillon Brooks only has 3 points on 1 of 6 shooting, and he has shot 3-point attempts every time. Maybe you should try to get some point. Maybe you should try to get inside. You see Harden. There's a jump shot there inside. That is good. He had 26 points in the loss to Oklahoma City the other day. That was part of the post-game ticker. 1-point game again. See Booker coming around. Booker. And he's going to get points there on that one. He now has 21, 10 of them inside the paint. And it's back to a 3-point lead again. Devin Booker has been on fire in this game. Bradley Beal misses that shot. That could have tied the game up, and now it's a Phoenix going the other way. Booker coming around. Back over to Ryan Dunn, passing it over to Williams. Back over to Booker. Booker for three. That is off the rim. No good. Leonard will grab the rebound. Bogdan Bogdanovic passing it over to Beal. Beal with a jump shot. No good. Collins will get the offensive rebound. Back over to Beal. Beal. There's a jump shot inside. That is no good. Dillon Brooks will grab the rebound for the Phoenix Suns here. Bradley Beal, 9 points on 4 of 15 shooting, and he has 2 assists in this game. Brooks give it back over to Williams. Williams back to Dunn. Back to O'Neal. Back to Dunn. Under 5 to shoot. Brooks for three. That is in and out, and Bradley Beal will grab the rebound. As I said, he has played every minute in this game. Collins thought about the shot. He will get the shot up, and that is good. As you see here, look at the field goal percentage, 14-41 for the Clippers and 14-36 for the Suns, as a timeout is called, and I'm going to take another one. I'll be back. And we are back here at Phoenix, PHX Arena, or whatever it is called now. I have to relook at what it's called now. I know they did change the name of the arena after the game came out here. We got a highly contested game right now. Close game, but a very low-scoring first half here, 32-31. Booker coming around. That is off the rim, no good. Harden grabbing the rebound for the Clippers. Chance to go back ahead, and they do exactly that. Harden gets the assist on that bucket, and the Clippers are back on top by one. There's a three by Devin Booker. He drains it. 24 points for Devin Booker, and it's back to a 2-point lead again for the Phoenix Suns. You see Kawhi Leonard for three. That is off the rim, no good. Dillon Brooks will grab it. Back over to Devin Booker. Booker finding over for Jalen Green. 14 to shoot on the shot clock. Back over to Brooks. Brooks for three. He drains it. It's now a 5-point lead for Phoenix, their largest lead of the game. As we are now under 2 minutes of play until halftime. Kawhi Leonard jump shot. That is good. Kawhi Leonard averaging 19.4 points a game. A minute 45 to play here in the second quarter. Suns up by 3. Give it over to Booker. You see Booker coming around being guarded by James Harden. Booker, there's the jumper, and that is good. It's 40-35. Devin Booker with 26 points in 21 minutes of play. So we're approaching now a minute and 20 to play until halftime. Kawhi Leonard for jump shot, no good. Mark Williams will grab the rebound here. Booker coming around. Booker passes it over to Brooks. Brooks for a three. That is no good. James Harden grabbing the rebound. Over here, back over to Chris Dunn back into the game. Dunn coming around, and Dunn will get that bucket. That is good. It's a 3-point game. 7 lead changes, 0 ties. That is the game trend right now. See over here, Booker with it. Back over to Williams. Williams. Back over to O'Neal. Royce O'Neal for three. That is missed as Chris Dunn will grab the rebound here. As we're now approaching 30 seconds of play until halftime, Jones Jr. passes up the opportunity to try to get a shot. See Leonard with it. Passing it over to Dunn, and Chris Dunn will get the points there. It's back to a 1-point game again. See Kawhi Leonard there with the assist. Booker, they could hold on for the last shot here. And they are probably planning on waiting for the last shot here. Up by 1. Booker for three, I think. That is no good, and Bogdanovich will get the rebound, and that will do it. Low scoring, but we did have some good runs, though. And at the end of the first half, we have a very close one here where the Suns are leading it 40-39 as we head to halftime report here. And I'm going to take a break during the halftime report. So we'll see you guys in the second half.
They're thinking about the shot. One more time, a round of applause for the participant.
Getting ready to start the third quarter here in Phoenix. The Suns ahead by 1 here in the third quarter. As you see, Devin Booker had a very impressive first half here, 26 points. He did wake up in that second quarter. I mean, he had a great first quarter, but then I believe that second quarter was just something for him. 26 points for him. As you see, he's going to take the pass off the inbound as we start the second half. 40-39, the Suns on top here. As you see, Harden, Bogdanovic, Zubac, Beal, and Leonard. As I said, I believe Bradley Beal has played every minute to this game. You see Booker coming around. He's going to go to the line as Harden called for the foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
First personal foul, first team foul against the Clippers here, and Booker going back to the line. He is 2 of 3 shooting from the free throw line in this game. And a reminder to everybody that's watching this channel here that at 7 p.m. Eastern, at the time of the recording for this game, we will have College Football 26 simulation. That game will be between Vanderbilt at Texas. Last night we had Navy at North Texas. That is definitely the Group of 5 game of the week. As Booker will sink them both, and it's a 3-point lead again. They led by as many as 5. Like I said, both teams have been on a strong run. The Clippers led by as many as 8. You see Kawhi Leonard give it over to Zubac. Zubac, he will get there. And he'll get the points there. It's back to a 1-point game again. Devin Booker with it for the Suns. 17 to shoot here, being guarded by James Harden. Booker is going to come around. He is deflected. That is blocked by Kawhi Leonard. However, it goes out of bounds, and the Suns will retain possession with 13 to shoot. Call that block of the game right there. That could be a potential YouTube short for me. See O'Neal with it. Inbounding over to Devin Booker. Booker. And he's going to get that shot. That is no good. That was contested. James Harden had some good defense there against Devin Booker in that sequence of events. And you see Zubac passing it over to Bradley Beal. Beal over to Harden. Harden for 3. That is off the rim. No good. O'Neal will grab the rebound for the Suns. Dylan Brooks now has it, as you see Devin Booker with it. Again, being defended by James Harden. Finds O'Neal. O'Neal passing it over to Brooks. Brooks for 3. That is off the rim. No good. That is back of the rim, I should say, as you see Kawhi Leonard. Dylan Brooks, 6 points on 2 of 10 shooting and 2 rebounds. He is having an off night shooting. Harden passing it over to Bradley Beal. Back over to Harden. Harden for 3. That is off the back of the rim. No good. Williams will grab the rebound here. Green with it. Over to Brooks. Brooks finding Green. Over to Booker. Booker back over to Brooks. 10 to shoot. Green has it. Green for 3. That is no good. Jalen Green misses that one. James Harden with the rebound again. Jalen Green only has 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting. That is another miss right there. As both teams are on a little bit of a drought right now. But you see Dylan Brooks for 3. He drains the 3. It's a 4-point lead again. And now Dylan Brooks has 9 points after that 3. As you see, he had 6 in that first half on only 22% shooting. Kawhi Leonard over to Beal. Beal for 3. No good. Williams will grab the rebound. Bradley Beal only has 9 points, and he almost had a transition 3 there. That is no good by Dylan Brooks. But you see James Harden. That is no good. Zubac will get the offensive rebound, and then he will get the slam dunk. Second chance points there for the Clippers. 45-43. Suns on top, as they will call a timeout here. 8:54 to play in the third. I'll be taking a timeout as well. And we are back as we looking at the league leaders for steals a game last season now. You look at the statistics. The Clippers were in third last year at 9.4 steals a game. The Suns are inbounding the ball coming out of the timeout here. Still up by 2 with 8:54 to play here in the third quarter. You see Williams with it. Mark Williams, starting center, back over to Green. Green passing it over to O'Neal. O'Neal back to Williams, and Mark Williams will get the slam dunk, and they are back up by 4. Looking at the shooting here, 20 of 54 for the Clippers, only 19 of 50 for the Suns. So they are shooting under 40% for the Phoenix Suns as Zubats gives it back over to Beal, over to Harden. 10 to shoot. Harden for 3. That is no good, but Zubats will get the offensive rebound, but he can't get the tip in or the shot put in. And now the Suns will have it here. Up by 4. 8:10 to play. Devin Booker for 3. That is off the rim, no good. Bogdanovich will grab the rebound. So we're 4 minutes into the third quarter. 4-point game. Very highly contested right now. Low scoring, but still anybody's game right now to this point. Harden for 3. That is off the rim, no good. Brooks will grab the rebound here. 7:40 to play. Harden only 4 points on 2 of 11 shooting and 1 steal. He's having an off night. He usually would be a triple-double machine. We see Williams with it. Under 4 to shoot. Royce O'Neal for 3. That is no good. James Harden. Give it over to Beal. Beal back over to Leonard. Leonard, that shot is up, and that is good.
Assist from Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal with the assist, and I believe, as I said, Bradley Beal has still played every minute of this game. See Devin Booker here being guarded by James Harden. As you see Booker coming around. That is contested. That is no good. Harden will have the rebound. Harden coming around. James Harden will tie this game, and now the Suns will call another timeout. James Harden with 6 points, but he just had a huge bucket here, and this game is tied at 47. And we are back here in the third quarter, 6:44 to play. We are tied at 47. As you see, O'Neal will inbound it over to Devin Booker here. 6:40 to play now. See Booker with it, coming through. Over to Williams, and Mark Williams with the slam dunk, and the Suns are back on top with Booker with the assist there. As we're looking over Zubats, finding over to Leonard, back over to Harden. Harden for 3. He drains it, and James Harden suddenly wants to start warming up, and the Clippers are back on top by 1. It is 50-49. I believe that might be the first time they have led in this second half. You see Booker coming around. He's going to go to the line again. Zubats called for the foul this time. His first second team foul called against the Clippers. As we're just past the halfway point of the third quarter, as Devin Booker trying to get his team back on top. You hear the MVP chants. And Booker misses the first one here, as we are going to see some substitutions. Leonard and Beal are going to be switching positions as Collins is coming into the game. Booker will sink the second one, and we are tied up again. This is Zubats with James Harden. Harden has 9 points in this game, but 5 of them have come the last couple of trips down. You see Kawhi Leonard, that is no good. O'Neal with it. Over here now, you see Green with it again, passing it over to Devin Booker. Booker to Brooks. Booker, I believe, has shot every free throw. You see Dylan Brooks for 3. He drains it. It's a 3-point lead again for the Phoenix Suns. I believe every bucket Dylan Brooks has had were via the 3-point range. See Kawhi Leonard now has to go back over to Bradley Beal, who's played the entire game. Beal for a 3 shot for 3, no good. Devin Booker will grab the rebound. Brooks has it. Dylan Brooks gets it over to Williams, back over to Green. Green over to Booker. Booker wants to get that layup, and that is no good. Zubats will grab the rebound. Leonard has it. Back over to Beal. Bradley Beal gets a shot up. That is no good, but he is fouled. He's going to go to the line as Jalen Green called for his first personal foul, and that's the first team foul against the Suns here in the third quarter.
Taking 2 shots.
Beal's going to be taking 2 shots. If you are enjoying this content, please hit that like button and also subscribe. As you see, Beal will hit the first one. And also, don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications when videos for this project, as well as my College Football 26 simulations videos come out. As Bradley Beal will hit them both. 53-52, under 5 to play in the third quarter. The Phoenix Suns on top. O'Neal lines it over the Green. Green having defense being defended against, and you see Grayson Allen back into the game. Green for 3. Here's Jalen Green with the 3. He drains that one. It's a 4-point lead for the Suns again. Back to a 2-possession game. Kawhi Leonard over to Harden. Harden for 3. He drains the 3, and he's starting to heat up here. He now has 12 in this game, 8 in this third quarter. And it's back to a 1-point game again. So we now 4 minutes of play. See Dylan Brooks for 3. That is off the rim. No good. Zubats gets a rebound. Big pass to Leonard. Leonard coming around. Kawhi Leonard layup, and the Clippers are back on top. Kawhi Leonard has 14 points, 10 of them in the paint. As we have had a very big back and forth game. Probably one of the more contested games we have seen to this point in this project here. Grayson Allen layup, and the Suns are back on top by 1. 58-57. You see Kawhi Leonard just has his way, and it's good. It's 59-58. 12 lead changes, 2 ties. The Suns' largest lead has been 5 points, and the Clippers had an 8-point lead in the first quarter. Jalen Green for 3. That is no good. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Rebound, give it over. Back over to James Harden. There's an alley-oop, and Zubats with the slam dunk. 3-point lead for the Clippers, and that might have been their largest since that first quarter. See Dylan Brooks with it, crossing the timeline here, gives it over to Green. Green, as you see Bradley Beal still in the game. Has not gotten a rest since only at halftime was the only rest he got. Brooks coming around. Dylan Brooks had an inside shot. That is no good. Kawhi Leonard with it. 3-point lead for the Clippers here. And this very game of runs here, as I said. You see Leonard coming around. Leonard, get the shot up. That is off the rim, and Royce O'Neal will grab the rebound. See Dylan Brooks with it. Brooks trying to get through here. Wants to try to see if he can get a shot here as we are under 2 to play in the third quarter. Passing it over to Williams. Mark Williams coming around, being guarded by Zubats. Zubats had a little piece of it, but not really a block as it hit the rim. However, he did good defensively to where the Clippers were able to get it. As you see Collins in the game again for the Clippers here. Zubats with it. With under 7 to shoot now, under 5 to shoot. Kawhi Leonard for 3. He drains it. It's a 6-point lead for the Clippers here. A minute 7 to play here in the third quarter. And it's now the Clippers once again with the momentum. It's Grayson Allen for 3. That's a miss. And Zubats will grab the rebound. Under a minute to play in the third. 15 to shoot. You see Zubats. Zubats is having himself a third quarter here. It's an 8-point lead, the largest lead by any team. 66-58. See Dylan Brooks with it, passing it over to Williams. Williams passing it back over to Green. Green's coming around, and Green will get the slam dunk, and that will end the run. That will temporarily stop the bleeding for the Suns here. It's a 6-point game. See, Kawhi Leonard for three. That is off. And Grayson Allen's going to get the rebound. Coming around. Shot clock turned off. Coming over for Green. Green back over to Allen. As he's being guarded by Bradley Beal, but Allen will get a screen. Allen for three. He drains it. It is only a 3-point game. 5.6 to play in the third. Beal has it. Does Beal get it? He will shoot a deep three. That is no good. And at the end of three, the Clippers with a 66-63 lead. The final 12 minutes or so coming up. It's still anybody's game. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. Here in the fourth quarter, we are starting off with the State Farm assist of the game. Let's look at that alley-oop right there. Kawhi Leonard to Zubats. As the Clippers will inbound it to start the fourth quarter. 66-63. Kawhi Leonard on the court now. You see he's had himself a good quarter. Hay and James Harden heating up. Here you see Kawhi Leonard. That is no good. Booker, Allen, Richards, Dunn, and Iguodala in the lineup for the Suns to start the fourth quarter. Booker for three. He missed it, but Richards will grab the rebound. He could have just gotten the points there. You see Booker again for three. That is no good. Bogdanovich back into the game now. He gets the rebound with Kawhi Leonard now having it. Passing it over. That was a quick pass back. You see Kawhi Leonard coming around. Kawhi Leonard with the layup, and that is good. It's back to a 5-point lead again. Both teams struggling from the field here. Clippers at 41%. And you see, I believe that is Iguodala. No, that's Richards with the slam dunk. Never mind. Still a 3-point game here. Over a minute into the fourth quarter here. Game has been highly contested. Largest lead, as I said, was 8 points for the Clippers. And that is a... Look at that block right there. Ryan Dunn with the block. However, that's out of bounds, and the Clippers will retain possession here with 10 on the shot clock. 10:46 to play in the fourth. Jones Jr. inbounding it over to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich with a shot. That is good. It's 70-65. Clippers on top. So we're approaching a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. In a very highly contested game. Booker with it, coming around. Booker with the inside jumper, no good. Jones Jr. getting the rebound for the Clippers as Kawhi Leonard crossing the timeline. 5-point lead for the Clippers right now. See Kawhi Leonard being guarded by Devin Booker with 10 to shoot. Kawhi Leonard gets a pass over to Collins here. They got 3 to shoot. 2 to shoot. He gets that shot up. That is off there as Iguodala will grab the rebound. It's in there. Back over to Booker. Booker for three. That is off the rim. No good. Dunn will grab the rebound for the Clippers. And you see Kawhi Leonard with it being guarded by Devin Booker. And see Kawhi Leonard undershoot it. He's going to give it to Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn for three. That is off the rim. No good. Devin Booker will grab the defensive rebound for the Suns. Going over here. Booker. Jumper. That is in. 3-point game again. As I said, look at that game summary. 12 lead changes and 2 ties. Leonard coming through. Over there. Leonard gets a shot up. Iguodala will grab the rebound. As we can see here, Dunn with it. Back over to Booker. Booker back over to Iguodala. Grayson Allen with it. He did hit a 3 earlier. Grayson Allen again, but that is in and out. That could have tied the game. Bogdanovich, the former Sacramento King. Over to Collins. Collins passing it back over to Bogdanovich here with under 10 to shoot on the shot clock. Bogdanovich coming through, and he's going to lose it. Allen with the steal. Grayson Allen coming around. Allen passing it over, and that's going to be out of bounds, and that is a careless turnover by the Suns, and the Clippers will get the possession again. And did not realize, but this is the first time Bradley Beal has sat out in this game. And there is a timeout called. Clippers will call timeout, up by 3, 8:23 left to play here, as I will be actually sticking around here because it is time for me to announce tomorrow's game. As I said, when we are done, when this game is done, we're not done yet. We have statistics as well as going over the post-game ticker for the rest of the games for November 6th and November 7th, followed by the injury report, and then of course time for me to announce tomorrow's game that will be out at 2 p.m. Eastern as we head to our nation's capital, where that date will be November 8th, where the Dallas Mavericks, we get a good first look at Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks, as they will be at our nation's capital here in the United States nation's capital. For those that are watching internationally, we'll be in Washington, D.C., where the Washington Wizards will host Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks. And the Dallas Mavericks, at least in this season playthrough, are off to a very hot start. So don't forget to watch that. That will be out at 2 p.m. Eastern. As we are back from the timeout here, 8:23 to play here in the fourth quarter. 70-67, the Clippers on top. We've had a very highly contested game where almost all of these games going into the fourth quarter have probably been mostly academic. This one is not academic yet. It is not a formality yet. See Chris Dunn for a deep three. That is off. Iguodala will grab the rebound. You see Grayson Allen coming through. Grayson Allen over to Booker, and Booker with the slam dunk. It's back. No, that's Iguodala. That's my fault right there. But either way, 1 point lead now for the Clippers here. Under 8 to play. Chris Dunn coming through. Back over to Bogdanovich. Collins for three. That is off. No good. Dunn will grab the rebound. As we see, Ryan Dunn has it for the Phoenix Suns. Chris Dunn is with the Clippers. I keep forgetting that. Booker coming through. Devin Booker with under 5 to shoot. Got to get that shot up. Passing it over. Dunn will get the shot up. That is good. Inside. That's a two-pointer. And the Suns are back on top by 1. We're looking at it here. Clippers 31 of 80 for shooting. The Suns 29 of 74. See Chris Dunn for the Clippers. He's going to come around, and he is fouled by Devin Booker. That's his first team, as Chris Dunn is going to go to the line for the Clippers, and he's going to try to put the Clippers back on top.
Shooting 2.
But as I said, tomorrow we'll be in our nation's capital. I say the nation's capital for the U.S. As I said, the Mavericks and the Wizards will be playing. Bradley Beal coming back into the game now after a short rest to start the fourth quarter. Those are the only time he's had a rest besides halftime, because he has played every minute since this game has been going on, except for the start of the fourth quarter for Bradley Beal. As Dunn misses the first one, but he does sink the second one, and we are tied again. 13 lead changes, 3 ties. You see Devin Booker. Booker being guarded by Harden. 10 to shoot. Now on the shot clock here. Booker once again still trying to hesitate with the shot. Passes it over to Green. Green. That is Dylan Brooks for 3. That is tipped by Zubats. That could have been an offensive rebound by Mark Williams there for a second. See Bogdanovich coming back over to Harden. Harden for 3. That is no good. Mark Williams will grab the rebound this time around. See Jalen Green with it. Passing it over to Brooks. Dylan Brooks for 3. That is in and out. No good. Chris Dunn for the rebound for the Clippers. Beal with it. Beal getting it over to Zubats. Zubats. Inside shot. That is good. And the Clippers are back on top. Bradley Beal does get the assist. Going to be very interesting to see the actual statistics for these players coming up in the postgame. Booker coming through. Booker misses that one. James Harden will grab the rebound. Bradley Beal. Zubats with it. Being guarded by Williams. Back over to Chris Dunn with Jalen Green in there. Chris Dunn, jump shot, no good. Green will grab the rebound here. Under 5.5 to play here. Mark Williams with the layup, and that is good. And we are tied again. Mark Williams with 8 points in this game. As I said, this is definitely, even though it's a low scoring, game of the year candidate to this point. See Beal coming around. Bradley Beal back to Zubats. Zubats will put the Clippers back on top. Booker has the timeline here. You see Devin Booker coming through. Devin Booker, layup attempt, no good. James Harden will grab the rebound here. Gives it over to Bradley Beal. Beal back over to Harden. Harden for three. That is in and out as Royce O'Neal grabs the rebound. Brooks crossing the timeline. Back over to Booker. Booker finding it over to Green. Green passing it back to Booker. Booker for three and for the lead. No good. James Harden grabbing the rebound, and the Clippers still on top for right now as we're approaching the game's final 4 minutes. Harden for three. That is no good, and Devin Booker will grab the rebound. So we're now under 4 to play here in the fourth quarter. Clippers still up by 2. Gives it over to Williams. Williams back to Green. Green with the layup, and we are tied again. 75 all. 3:38 to play here in the fourth. As Bogdanovich will inbound into Beal. See Bradley Beal being guarded by Dylan Brooks here with 10 to shoot now. The shot clock. Zubats has it. And look at that. It's been the Zubats show here in this fourth quarter. Get him inside and he'll give you the points there. See Jalen Green coming around. Jump shot. That is no good. Zubats with the rebound again. Has it over to Bradley Beal here. Under 3 minutes of play. 77-75, the Clippers on top in this very good matchup. Probably the best matchup, as I said, during this season playthrough project that I'm doing right now. You see Beal has to get that shot up before the shot clock ends. It's going to hit the iron, no good. Booker with the rebound, back over the Green. Green. And you see Green coming through. He had a little screen for a second, couldn't get it over. Williams has it. Williams is going to be fouled by Zubats, and he's going to go to the line for 2. That is the second on Zubats.
At the line for Phoenix, Mark Williams.
Mark Williams shooting 2 for a chance to tie this game up with 2:22 to play. Again, if you enjoy this content, please leave a like, comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon for notifications when, as you see here with Williams hitting the first one. As I said, for notifications when videos for this season playthrough project come out, as well as my College Football 26 content. As I said, I do mainly between like 3 to 5 simulation videos a week. We have 4 this week. Yesterday we had Navy and North Texas. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, that will be a premiere. If you are watching this at the time of the release, we'll have Vanderbilt, and as you see, look at that Zubats with the dunk there. As we'll have Vanderbilt at Texas tonight. Tomorrow will be Tennessee at Oklahoma. And that'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern, so you have another double feature of content here. You see Brooks for 3. That is off, no good, but look at that tip in there. And we are tied at 79 again, under 2 to play here in the fourth. And you see Leonard coming through. Leonard, that shot is no good. Devin Booker will grab the rebound. Booker He's trying to come through. He passes it over to Green. Minute and a half to play here in the fourth quarter. Green coming through. Being guarded by Zubats. There's less than 5 to shoot. Green's got to get that shot up. That is no good. Kawhi Leonard grabbing the rebound. Bradley Beal with it. Beal. He's going to get that jump shot inside. No good. Brooks will grab the rebound here. 1 minute to play. There's a three-point shot. That is no good, and Zubats will grab the rebound. Back over to Leonard. 19 to shoot here, or less than that now, I should say. Harden, give it over to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich being guarded. Bogdanovich gets a screen. He'll get the three-point attempt. No good. Williams grabbing the rebound. Back over to Jalen Green. Green over to O'Neal. And Royce O'Neal puts the Suns on top by 2 with 32.1 to play. Timeout, Clippers. And I'll take a short timeout as well. And we are back here in Phoenix. 81-79, the Suns on top in this back and forth game. As the Suns are up by 2 with just 32.1 to play here. Zubats handing it over to, inbounding it to Beal, I should say, being guarded by Dylan Brooks here. As we're under 30 to play here. 81-79, Suns on top. Over to Bogdanovich here. Bogdanovich over to Harden. Harden for 3. That is no good, and Williams will grab the rebound, and Zubats will be called for the foul here. They're going to have to start fouling to try to extend the game. As you see, Tyronn Lue not happy right now. Brooks inbounding it to Green, and Zubats once again. No, that's Bogdanovich this time. And now they're going to head to the line as Green going to try to put this game away. Shot clock is turned off. Clippers still do have a timeout left. As Green will hit the first one. It's a three-point game. And Green hits them both. Timeout by the Clippers. That is their last timeout. 15.7 left to play, and I'll be taking a short timeout as well. We will be back here in Phoenix. And we are back. 15.7 to play here. 4-point Suns lead. Game is still not in doubt. This game is still in doubt, I should say here. 83-79. Clippers did use their last timeout. Zubats over to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich. That is a 2-point shot there. I thought it was 3 for a second. That was inside. And now they're going to have to foul again as Harden called for his second personal. And that is the 14th foul as the Suns going back to the line with Devin Booker. Looking at the MVP chant for Devin Booker. Heard a little bit of them in the third, but now they're out louder. And that's the first one. It's a 3-point game. Clippers have no timeouts, though. 12 and a half seconds left here. Booker hits them both. Zubats gives it over to Harden. They got to get a shot up pretty quickly here. Leonard for 3. That is off the iron. No good. And they're going to foul.
Second personal foul. 15 foul. At the line for 2, Jalen Green.
Jalen Green just needs to sink one of them to put this game away. But, man, what a game this has been. This is the best game to this point so far of this short project of mine. As you see, Green hitting the first one there. That is now officially going to put this game out of reach. Zubats will grab the rebound. 2-1. Harden will just get a last-minute 3-point shot. That is no good. And the Phoenix Suns have won 86-81 over the Los Angeles Clippers. They now move to 5-4 in the season. And the Clippers are now 5-3. They fall to 5-3 here. Wow, this has been a very exciting game as we see Devin Booker, the player of the game, and I cannot wait to look at the stats. I know he did not have a big second half, but he made some crucial free throws towards the end, made some shots when it mattered, and what a game. It did go down to the wire. Post game coming up, statistics coming up after this. It is now time to look at the statistics for this game. As we see here, Devin Booker, he was the player of the game. He had 33 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists in 42 minutes of play. He had a very struggling second half, but then he made the points, buckets when it mattered. He was only held to 7 in that second half, but he did, as I said, made buckets when it mattered. 33-point led the way for the Suns. Jalen Green, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists for the Suns there. As we see Dillon Brooks at 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist, 4 of 18 shooting, but he shot all those shots were from 3-point range. Mark Williams, 12 points, 14 rebounds, double-double for him with 4 assists. Grayson Allen off the bench, 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists and a steal. Ryan Dunn, 4 points, 6 assists and a block in 14 minutes of play. Nick Richards, 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Royce O'Neal only had 2 points in this game, but those 2 points were the you see that bucket there on that replay there. That was the bucket that put the Suns on top for good in this game. So he had 2 of the biggest points of the game. And I'm talking about Booker having a big game at 33 points, but Royce O'Neal had the shot of the game, putting the Suns up by 2, a lead they never relinquished late in the game. Iguodaro only had 2 points, but he had 3 rebounds in 9 minutes of play. Colin Gillespie, no stats in 3 minutes of play. Jordan Goodwin had 1 minute off the bench. And then we have Moloch, Nigel Hayes-Davis, who I believe did play a few minutes in that game against Utah the first time we saw him play, but he did not play in this game, as well as Rasheer Fleming and Jared Butler. They did not play for the Phoenix Suns in this game. And now for the Los Angeles Clippers, as you see in a losing effort, Kawhi Leonard, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, just shy of a double-double for him. Zubats, though, had 16 points, 11 rebounds. I did call his name a lot on the boards. He had 3 assists and a steal as well. James Harden, 12 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. His biggest quarter was 8 points, and that was in the third quarter. That is what made this a very back-and-forth game. I thought he was starting to wake up. He only shot 5 of 19 in total, as you see for the field goal percentage here. No points after that third quarter, though. And I think they probably could have used some of those points. Could have used some made buckets there, as this was a very close game. Bradley Beal, 11 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists. He played 41 minutes. As I said, he played most of that game. I think maybe the only break he had was halftime in the first few minutes of that fourth quarter. That was it, because he played a lot of minutes. John Collins, 6 points, 8 rebounds, and assists and a steal in 27 minutes of play off the bench. Derek Jones Jr., 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Chris Dunn had 5 points and 6 assists. Bogdan Bogdanović was a starter, but he only had 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Far from his days in Sacramento when he would light up the scoreboard. Kobe Brown, 1 rebound in 4 minutes of play. And then you had Nicholas Batum, Kobe Sanders, Yannick Conan Niederhauser, Terran Flowers, and Cam Christie and Jordan Miller did not play for the Clippers in this game. And those are your statistics for this game. Time to look at the post-game ticker brought to you by 2K Sports. And we only had one game on this November 6th game, November 6th, 2025. And that was a game that we just watched, where the Phoenix Suns 86-81 winners over the Los Angeles Clippers in the very first tightly contested game of this season playthrough so far. And now for the games played on November 7th, 2025. And we have 11 games that were on the calendar on this schedule here. We start off with the game in Orlando where the Boston Celtics put an end to the Magic 6-game winning streak. They went big, 145-111 as the Celtics go back to 500 on the season. The Cavaliers 118-101 winners over the Washington Wizards. They are now 6-3. The Wizards 2-7. That is a game that we are actually going to get ready to... The Wizards are a team that we're going to get ready to watch, actually, in this game. Then we have the Toronto Raptors, or the Atlanta Hawks, actually, 129-111 winners over the Toronto Raptors, as both teams have the opposite record, with the Raptors at 6-3 and the Raptors at... Or no, the Hawks at 6-3 and the Raptors at 3-6. We got the Detroit Pistons, 110-91 winners over the Brooklyn Nets, as the Nets still remain winless. They are 0-9 on the season, with the Pistons moving to 3-6. The San Antonio Spurs, 134-120 winners over the Houston Rockets. The Spurs are now at 4-4 on the season. The Rockets at 2-6. The Memphis Grizzlies hand the Mavericks another loss. The Mavericks are now 7-2 on the season. Well, the Grizzlies have now won 3 in a row, 132-128 over the Mavericks. They are now 4-6 on the year for the Grizz. The Charlotte Hornets hand the Miami Heat their 4th straight loss, as the Hornets are now within a game of 500, 108-88 winners. The Chicago Bulls pull off a 113-107 winners over the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bulls are now 6-2. The Bucks are 4-5. The Minnesota Timberwolves, 52-point winners over the Utah Jazz. The poor Jazz are 1-8. If it wasn't for the Nets, they would be the worst team in the league right now. But as the T-Wolves are now 8-1 on the season, 116, 64 winners over the Jazz. The Warriors get back on track. They win 127-122 over the Denver Nuggets. The Warriors are 7-3. The Nuggets fall back to 500 at 4-4. And last but not least, we will not say light the beam on this recap here, unfortunately for me, as the Oklahoma City Thunder, 143-129 winners over the Sacramento Kings, and the Thunder are a league best 9-1 on the season. The Kings fall to 3-6. And that is your post-game ticker. As my buddy RJL Network would say, if your team won, congratulations. If not, there's always tomorrow. It is now time for the injury report for the games that were played after November 7th, 2025. 76ers still have Jarrett McCain out 2 to 4 weeks with a strained right hip. No injuries report for the Bucks, none for the Bulls. Cavaliers, unfortunately, will still have Struss and Garland out for a while, though Garland is now upgraded to hurt, but he's still out 1 to 2 weeks, and Struss is 4 to 6 weeks. For both of them have a right foot ligament injury. Jason Tatum still out 4 to 6 months with a sore left wrist. As I said, Chris Paul is still hurt, as well as Brook Lopez. Who knows how that game would have been if either one of those two were playing. Zach Edey still out 2 to 4 weeks with a sore right ankle. Nothing for the Hawks. The Heat, as I mentioned, Terry Rozier suspended indefinitely for his involvement in that illegal NBA gambling ring. That led to him getting arrested, as well as Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones, now the former head coach, actually in real life of the Portland Trailblazers, and they also fired Chauncey Billups from the Portland Trailblazers. And in this game, there's no assistant coaches to fire, so Damon Jones had no action on him for this series, but was able to do it for Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier. And actually going back, as I said, Tyler Hero still out 2 to 4 weeks, as Jaime Jaquez Jr. now upgraded to hurt with broken ribs. He's now day to day. He could be back soon. Hornets, no injuries to report. Same with the Jazz. Same with the Kings, as Dennis Schroeder is back in the lineup. New York Knicks, no injuries as well. As same with the Lakers. Same with the Magic. Dallas Mavericks, as I keep mentioning, Kyrie Irving out. He still has another 4 to 6 weeks, actually, for Kyrie Irving. So he's getting closer to his return. Remember, that ACL injury stemmed from last season, so I think he's going to be back not only for this season playthrough, but I think he'll be back in real life coming up as the second half of the season is coming through in real life in the NBA. Michael Porter Jr. for the Nets, out 4 to 6 weeks with a pinched nerve in the back. Terrence Mann with a high left ankle sprain, he's out 4 to 6 weeks as well. Bruce Brown now added to the injury list for the Denver Nuggets. He is out 4 to 6 weeks with a fractured eye socket. Tyrese Halliburton, unfortunately, stemming from the NBA Finals, he's out for the season with a torn right Achilles. No injuries for the Pelicans. Detroit Pistons will be without Jaden Ivey 4 to 6 months. And then Cade Cunningham sprained left toe day to day. Raptors, no injuries to report. The Rockets, as I keep mentioning, Fred VanVleet out for the season with a torn right ACL he suffered during training camp, as well as Dorian Finney-Smith with a sore right ankle. He is still day to day. Spurs are fully healthy. Suns are fully healthy. OKC Thunder, as Jalen Williams is now with the sore right wrist day to day, but Alex Caruso with a strained right hip that he suffered on opening day, the guy who was filling in for Jalen Williams, he is now out 1 to 2 weeks. Minnesota Timberwolves, nothing. That is a good thing there. Damian Lillard, as I mentioned, for the Portland Trailblazers, his first season back, torn left Achilles, he's out for the season. Shaedon Sharp still out 4 to 6 weeks with the broken left leg. And Drew Holiday suffered a strained left MCL. He is out 1 to 2 weeks. Jonathan Kuminga is hurt with a bruised left knee. He's day to day. Stephen Curry still out with a twisted left knee for another 1 to 2 weeks. And the Wizards, who we are going to see coming up tomorrow, Cam Whitmore still out 2 to 4 months with a torn right meniscus, and Carlton Carrington also hurt left shoulder tendonitis, out 2 to 4 weeks. And that is your injury report for the games after November 7th, 2025. And that is going to do it for this video here. I hope you did enjoy it. Please don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these season playthrough videos come out, as well as my College Football 26 simulation videos. And speaking of College Football 26 simulation videos, because I decided last minute to put this as a premiere, we will have another premiere coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight if you are watching this premiere live. And that will be the College Football 26 simulation between number 9 Vanderbilt and number 20 Texas. That should be a good, fun game. Vanderbilt actually has a lot more expectations than Texas does at this point of the season. Who would have ever thought that in college football? But before we sign off, just to remind you that tomorrow's game will be out at 2 p.m. Eastern, and that will feature the Dallas Mavericks at the Washington Wizards. First look at Cooper Flagg, the number 1 overall draft pick for the Dallas Mavericks. And that is going to do it here. Reminding you guys, the final score of this game, the Phoenix Suns win in a thriller, 86-81. I am Vinny from V-Dub Productions, and I am signing off.